Today I'm going to show you how to get that classic teal orange look without using a LUT. When it comes to color grading, a lot of people just like to throw a LUT on their footage and call it good. And I love LUTs. I have a handful of them that I use on pretty much any project that I work on. But using LUTs, that really is just one tool in your toolkit. And I think that it's important to be able to get the desired look that you want for your footage different ways than just relying on LUTs. So I want to show you how you can achieve that teal orange look without using a LUT. Now I'm going to be doing this inside of DaVinci Resolve, but this also works in Final Cut Pro. It will work in Premiere Pro or any other video editing software that you use. You can do the same technique. It will change a little bit, but the overall technique will remain the same. So I have my footage. It was raw, but I've already done my color correcting and I've already adjusted the contrast to give us a good starting point for the color grading. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Alt-S, and that is going to give me a new serial node. And the idea behind getting this teal orange look is that our skin tone is going to remain neutral, while anything that is blue or sort of gray is going to be pushed towards the teal look. So we're going to go into our qualifier tool. You can select either the skin tone of your subject, or if you have a color checker like I do, you can select the skin tones there. But I'm just going to select my skin tone. I'm going to hit Shift-H. So that's just going to show me what colors I'm working with. And so what we want here is a lot of reds, oranges, and yellows to be showing up in our footage. So I'm just going to make some adjustments to select the skin tone. And once you're happy with the colors that you've selected, again, it's going to be skin tone colors, things like red, orange, yellow, brown. All of those should be showing up in what you have selected so far. And what we're going to do is here in the selection range, we're going to invert what we have selected. So right now we have all skin tones selected. So when I hit invert, we have everything selected that is not in the skin tone range. And now we're going to go into our primary wheels in the offset option, and we're just going to pull the dial towards the color that we want. In this case, we're going for teal. And so we can pull it into the green, we can pull it into the blue, and somewhere in between those two is a nice teal color. And what I like to do is I like to pull it pretty far into the color just to make sure that I'm getting the exact color of teal that I want. And obviously this is way too saturated, but we're going to pull that back in a little bit. So once you're happy with the color that you selected, we can hit Shift-H and show all of our image again. And obviously this is way too saturated and way too teal in that color, but we can come over to our key window. And I'm going to drop the key output all the way to 0 and then just slowly start to pull it up until I get the amount of teal that I want in the image. Okay, so that looks pretty good. There's the teal look. So once you find the color of teal that you want, one other thing that I want to do to this image is change the saturation in the shadows of the image. Inside of our curves tools, we can change this to luminosity versus saturation. And we're just going to try to pull down some of the saturation in the shadows of our image where it sort of looks unnatural. So we can make a point down here, kind of in the mid-lows, and just pull down the saturation in the shadows. So you can see if I pull it up, you can see that it becomes very blue in the shadows. And that is, to me, an unnatural look. So I'm just going to pull that down probably 75% of the way. And now the shadows are black like they should be. So honestly, this is where you could stop with the editing. You don't really have to add any orange back into the image because the skin tones, the oranges, reds, and yellows we've preserved. And so they already look orange when they're in contrast with the teal background. So that's a great tool to have in your toolkit when it comes to color grading your footage. If you are interested in using LUTs to color grade your footage, I have a whole collection here of teal orange LUTs that I've used on countless projects. I've created them all using the color checker, and so I know that these work on a super wide variety of shots, indoor, outdoor, different kinds of lighting. It's going to work well on all kinds of different conditions. I also have several LUT packs that are inspired by Hollywood movies like The Dark Knight, The Joker, The Irishman. So if you're interested in creating a very specific look for your footage, I'll leave a link in the description where you can find those LUT packs. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.